Mathilda Yoon. We begin tonight in Paris, where the Canadian men's relay team shocked the field today, winning the gold in the 4x100 meter relay. Anam Khan joins us with the details. And Anam, this is a big deal. The Canadian men, including Andre de Grasse, who's from Markham, had trouble in the individual events. So this feels like redemption.
Right. Okay, see, it is a big deal, and because no one expected it. You know, none of Canada's relay team members were able to qualify for the 100 and 200 meter finals earlier this week. And then on top of that, you have Andre de Grasse battling this hamstring injury, and his coach kicked out. This is a really exciting time for Andre de Grasse. He's now the most decorated Canadian male Olympian with 7 medals, now equaling Penny Oleksiak. And now Canada, with this medal, we have 7 medals right now.
Yeah, 7 gold medals, so incredible, and you can believe it. We were cheering in the newsroom. It was such an exciting race. So glad that they brought that gold home.
Absolutely.
Right, thanks so much, Anna. Well, it's been a thrilling day at the Paris Olympics for Team Canada with that relay win, of course. The women's beach volleyball team looked to keep that momentum going as well as they played for gold at the Eiffel Tower Stadium. Greg Ross is live for us from a watch party hosted by one of the duo's family members. And Greg, the match just ended not long ago, and not the ending we hoped for, but so much to be proud of. Canada losing to Brazil, but winning the silver. How has the energy been over there?
Well, I'll tell you what, little did I know when I woke up this morning that I was going to be going to a party, a loud watch party for this gold medal match. And let's talk about this gold medal match. Melissa, I'm going to make sure I say this right. Melissa Humana Paredes.
Yes.
He's schooled me on this one all day today. And Brandy Wilkerson going for gold against Brazil. And this is Melissa's family right here. This is her uncle Rod. This is Moira. Don't call me Myra. She made sure I got that right. Moira, I got that right. Her cousin. And this is Antoinette, her aunt as well. We've got some other family members over here and friends that were all here cheering. And I tell you, it was really loud. And it was kind of a roller coaster ride for this family in this match for sure. It started off well for Canada. They came flying out of the gates and had a big lead early in the first set. But Brazil came back and they managed to win that. I like to call it a tiebreaker, but this volleyball coach over here says, don't say that. And in the second set, Canada stormed back to win it, forced that third and deciding set, but it was Brazil. It was just too powerful. Rod, you're an emotional guy right now, and you deserve to be. Your niece, somebody that you've coached in the past, somebody that obviously has followed in your footsteps with volleyball. Talk about, and her father as well. Melissa's father is a volleyball coach as well, but just talk about what's going through your head right now, seeing her win that silver medal.
Proud. I'm very proud. She left a little bit of room for people to say, I can do better than that. So I'm very proud. The Canadians should be proud of her. She fought really hard. She's been working really hard to be in everybody's heart. And definitely she stole my heart today of being the best player that she could ever be.
Rod said he was going to try not to cry while we were talking about this. But let's put this into perspective, what this silver medal means today, because it's been 28 years since Canada has won a medal. In fact, this is only the second time Canada has ever won a medal in beach volleyball. And an interesting fact here, and I just learned this today from Rod, your brother, Melissa's father, actually coached the team that won in 1996, a men's team that won a bronze medal. Melissa, now he was there watching his daughter Melissa win a silver medal. So they won. She won up to her dad there.
Yeah.
How exciting must have that been for your brother to be able to sit there and watch his daughter do that?
It was a mighty challenge. She really talked about it oftenly. I got to change the color of that medal. We got to change the color of that medal, and the only way is going up. And the silver came easy. In that challenge. I think it was well played.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, Moira. You watched, you were very excited to see your cousin out there. What's the emotion that you're going through right now, seeing her win a silver medal?
Honestly, I'm just so proud. I've been in the sand playing beside her game since I was in diapers. So just seeing her reach a silver medal, I'm just so proud of her. I love you so much, Melissa. You have been my hero since forever, like reaching this goal, reaching this dream that she's wanted for so long, and getting that silver medal. Honestly, you're on the podium, girlfriend. I love you. Congrats.
This is nothing compared to how loud it was when that match was on. This is a loud family. And I think this celebration is going to carry into the night. Make sure, Antoinette, that you keep everybody in control as you guys celebrate that celebration.
Yes, for sure. After that, Melissa, we are celebrate for days and days until you stay here. Congratulations, and Brandy too. Congratulations, Brandy. We love you.
There you have it. Melissa and her partner, Brandy Wilkerson, pick up a silver medal. They'll get those silver medals, I think, later, maybe tomorrow they would get those. I'm not sure when the medal ceremony is going to be, but
It's happening soon.
oh, maybe soon. How exciting is it going to be to hear O Canada played and watching them?
It's very emotional for
Goes
us.
up, I go up with the flag.
I mean, just the emotion. This is a party that's probably it's Friday night. I mean, there is reason to celebrate here in downtown Toronto, and I think this family has a lot of reason to celebrate as well. So congratulations, and congratulations, Melissa. We'll send it back to you, Calder.
Yeah, you know, Greg, we love to see it. Keep that celebration going. It's the weekend. Thanks so much, Greg. Our Greg Ross live for us tonight. Turning to some other news now, a man is dead after a shooting in the city's East End last night. It happened in the area of Lakeshore Boulevard East and Joseph Duggan Road, just north of Woodbine Beach. Nama Weingarten has the details.
The sound of gunshots could be heard on a security camera in the beach's neighborhood around 10:40 p.m. Residents say they're still digesting what happened.
We heard what sounded like about 8 gunshots. It sounded like fireworks because that often happens at the beach. So we thought maybe it's fireworks, but we also heard yelling on top of that. And right away I knew that something bad had happened.
We heard a lot of commotion, so I stepped out and I saw a couple of cop cars and the person just lying there.
Police say the victim, a man in his 20s, was shot in the residential laneway. He was later pronounced dead. Police say potential suspects are still outstanding, and they believe the shooting was targeted.
It was some sort of an argument or a discussion amongst a group of people. We believe we have either 2 or 3 suspects at this point in time. The description is very limited. We believe it's males wearing all black, dark clothing.
Residents say they're used to people partying in the area because of the beach, but a shooting like this is not typical.
Well, it was shocking. It was shocking because, you know, the families there, kids, all of that, and all of us were shocked, all the neighbors, and it's just surprising because you never think something like this would happen here.
It's just terrifying. I can't picture, you know, like the headline, like someone was shot and killed right behind our house, and it's not the type of neighborhood. We moved from another neighborhood in Toronto because we wanted to be somewhere that was less people walking around and less crime.
Police are asking anyone with information or surveillance footage to contact them. Nama Weingarten, CBC News, Toronto.
Hamilton police are investigating after 2 people were found dead in an apartment on Thursday.
We have a warrant pending for one of the units in here, and we're continuing our investigation. We're canvassing the area for video, and we're asking anybody with information to contact the Hamilton Police Homicide Unit if they have anything further to add.
Officers responded to a residence in the area of Ottawa Street near Main Street at around 1 p.m. on Thursday. When they arrived, they found 2 people inside of the apartment, and they were pronounced dead at the scene. At this time, police say they are not looking for any suspects. And investigators are searching for a missing vulnerable woman in Richmond Hill after she failed to return home from a walk on Thursday.
Sadie Harvey was last seen at her residence in the area of Shelton Drive and Grovewood Street at approximately 8:45 p.m. last night.
75-year-old Sadie Harvey is described as 5'2" with blue eyes and short white hair. She was last seen wearing a blue and gray jacket, black pants with a black purse and black flat shoes. Investigators are asking people to be on the lookout and to contact York Police or Crime Stoppers if they have any information on her whereabouts. The Ford government says it is reviewing its municipal code of conduct framework. News of the review comes after a request from Pickering's mayor and several councillors calling for tougher penalties for those who violate the city codes of conduct, something only the province can do. It comes at a time of chaos in Pickering politics, where a councillor who's already been sanctioned twice before is now facing another probe by the Integrity Commissioner. Chris Glover has this story.
So I could not afford to pay my mortgage, my car payment.
On a podcast last month, Pickering councillor Lisa Robinson said when she was sanctioned by the city's Integrity Commissioner last fall and docked 3 months' pay, people in the community paid her bills.
I had people, they ended up paying my mortgage for me, And I had people dropping off gift cards for Metro or other shopping centers so I could get food for my family.
Pickering's code of conduct says counselors must declare gifts worth more than $200 and are not allowed to accept ones worth more than $500. CBC Toronto reviewed Pickering's financial disclosure records showing Robinson declared 4 gifts in 2023 for tickets to pro sports games and gala events,
which in itself is a violation of the code of conduct.
Pickering counselor Mara Nagy says the lack of Robinson's financial disclosure for all that money she got last fall is a breach. She, the mayor, and other Pickering counselors have filed a new complaint against Robinson with the city's integrity commissioner and have written to the premier demanding he change the municipal act to introduce tougher penalties against violators of city codes of conduct.
The most we could see would be, again, a 90-day pay suspension. Again, she can go back to her financial backers, receive more, and then we end up in this loop, in this hamster wheel, right?
I didn't set up the funding account for me.
In an interview with CBC, Robinson said she had no idea who was behind the money that she said on the podcast she had used to pay her mortgage, car payments, and other expenses for 3 months last year.
And I don't know who they are. And I thank God for the people that decided to support me. And me having to claim any of this monies, as you say, for one, there's not a lot. And anything that is sitting there in that account that has been raised is going to be going straight to my lawyer.
In a statement, Pickering's mayor wrote council is deeply concerned that her acceptance of these funds makes her even more vulnerable to extreme and dangerous influences that could be originating from the U.S. and other jurisdictions outside of Canada.
Phone these pedophiles and tell them how disgusted you are.
As CBC reported earlier, Robinson's podcast appearance riled up her council colleagues, not just because she said she received money to pay her bills, but also as she sat nodding along while the far-right host ridiculed them, including a Muslim counselor for being absent from LGBTQS+ votes.
He's a Muslim. He's not supposed to like this stuff.
I thought I would have an ally with him, when I was trying to bring my 3 motions forward, which we're going to get into, but definitely not.
In a statement to CBC, the Ford government confirmed a review of the Municipal Act is underway, writing, "We are exploring options to strengthen the Municipal Code of Conduct framework to ensure a potential solution is constitutional and will properly address concerns around harassment and code of conduct violations."
Part of what we're asking for is for the province to help us do something to break this loop, because we are creatures of the province.
Councillor Nagy says without provincial reform, she fears Robinson will continue to get financial help while breaching the code of conduct, leaving Pickering politics in continued chaos. Chris Glover, CBC News, Toronto.
Welcome back. The remnants of Tropical Storm Debbie have brought heavy rain and flooding to parts of Ontario and Quebec. As Alison Northcott shows us, the Montreal area has been hit especially hard.
The downpour started overnight, and by morning, some roads in Montreal were submerged.
I've never seen anything like this before. This morning, the water just came up like crazy, and people are just driving through it like it's nothing, and a lot of cars were stuck earlier and were towed away.
I just coming up, and after some time I just kind of stuck, and I think some water go through the engine or something. The car is not even turning on.
The rain fell throughout the day. At times it was heavy.
Boy, you look at these radar echoes and you see these storm cells just streaming northward from the remains of Debbie and right through northern New York and into Quebec.
At one point, nearly 30 millimeters of rain fell in 1 hour, causing localized floods.
This thing here starts flying up like it's a Las Vegas water show. It's coming out. It comes down here. This whole place becomes like a lake, and nothing can stop it. Watch your step.
Residents on this street pumped out their basements. They say they've been through this before.
Look, the height of the water is, you can see the line.
And they want the city to do more to prevent it from happening again the next time there's severe weather. The city says it's working to be more resilient, with more intense rain expected more often. The rain was also intense in other parts of Quebec, including east of Montreal. By this afternoon, in some areas, more than 100 millimeters had already fallen.
Technically speaking, what we've seen so far has been basically the moist air from around Debbie being pushed northward and kind of coming up against the brick wall of our jet stream.
As the rain continues, Environment Canada says some areas are seeing an entire month's worth of rain in just one day. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Montreal.
Here in the GTA, we had a mix of weather today with periods of intense rain, sun, and clouds. Riley Lachuk is here to break it all down for us. Hey, Riley.
Well, thanks, Kelda. I'm starting a bit big picture because we have two systems to talk about that have been really having an impact on parts of Ontario throughout the day today. So we'll start with this here. This is what's been bringing all of that rain into the Ottawa region. This, the remnants of what was Tropical Storm Debbie. Now a fairly intense area of low pressure, but this is also what I've been watching today. This area of low pressure over northern Ontario, and this will most likely have an impact on our weather as we get into the later part of the weekend, which I'll talk about in just a moment here. Looking a bit closer in here, you can start to see sort of through the afternoon hours, we saw those showers and the cloud cover move out of the GTA, but still having quite an impact through eastern Ontario and into western Quebec, where we have seen some impacts as a result of the flooding and some of the rain that has moved through that region. Still have a rainfall warning in place for Ottawa and the surrounding regions. We have seen those warnings and the special weather statement that we had yesterday drop for the GTA, but we do have a chance of seeing maybe some rain through the weekend, which we'll get through here. As we look at Futurecast taking us out to Saturday morning, starting mainly sunny once again, but here's the impact of that other area of low pressure starting to have its hold here into parts of central Ontario, particularly into cottage country, sort of Barrie, Collingwood region. We're looking at maybe some rain, especially as we get through later Saturday. The best chance of showers for the GTA itself coming through the day on Sunday, but by and large, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds through the day on Saturday. So if you're planning anything outdoors, Saturday probably your best day for that. Looking at rainfall accumulation, really traced to a few millimeters along the Golden Horseshoe. Could see some higher amounts through Barrie, through cottage country, where we do have the best chance of some rain as we get through the weekend, but it will be the winds that we will feel as we get through the day on Saturday here. So looking at winds out of the south and out of the southwest, gusting to 30 or 40 at times through the day on Saturday. So if you're not getting the rain, you'll be getting the winds through the weekend across southern Ontario. Those winds do start to die off a bit as we get through the day on Sunday. Morning temperatures tomorrow, fairly seasonal for this time of the year. 18 in Toronto first thing, 19 into Oshawa and Peterborough. Setting us up for a bit of a cooler weekend ahead, but Kelda, we start to get some of the sunshine and warmer conditions back as we get into next week.
Great. Sounds good. Thanks so much, Riley, and we will be right back after a short break. Stay with us. Finally tonight, the summer travel season is in full force, and at Toronto's Pearson Airport, modern and ancient methods are being used to spearhead safety in the skies. We get an up-close look at the feathered aviators and technology working hard to protect planes, passengers, and workers. Take a look.
Hey, Nova. Ready to go and fly? Nova is a Gyr-Saker hybrid falcon. Our team of wildlife control officers, along with birds, dogs, and advanced drone technology, we patrol the airfield from an hour before sunrise to 1 hour after sunset every single day of the year to keep the airfield safe from wildlife hazards, but also to keep wildlife safe from human-made hazards. So we achieve this by using that predator-prey relationship. That response, that fear and response that prey species have to a predator is instinctual. So we use that to our advantage, and by patrolling the field and routinely flying the birds in the presence of raptors in this environment, it keeps the aircraft safe. It also keeps the wildlife safe. By deterring them, we're preserving them. They live longer.
This is the DJI Matrice 210 that we use for detecting wildlife on the field. We have beaver dams and coyote dens and all sorts of extra wildlife that we have to mitigate on the airfield along with the birds. So we're using drone technology to help with our toolbox.
The major risk is of a crash. You know, like in the Hudson, that was 2 or 3 geese that hit a plane. But you know, it also costs a lot of money to repair just one single turbine. Being broken on an engine is a lot of money, and it's also the plane out of service and having to be repaired. So there's a lot of money involved.
we're saving lives and also saving money for the GTAA.
And that is our show for you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.